Hello everyone and welcome to GriffinTV, broadcasting the latest information to the Canisius College community. Good evening, I'm Gabrielle Walter. We here at GriffinTV hope everybody is enjoying our Christmas semester blowout that airs daily on Channel 19. It will be continuing all this week and next up to December 14th. Today we will be getting some tips on how to prepare for exam week, but first we will be taking a look at the clothing drive here at Canisius. Giving back to the community is so important during the holiday season. GriffinTV's reporter, Robert Creenan, has more on the story.
Students walking around Canisius College over the last week have noticed these boxes all around campus. These boxes are for a clothing drive set up by Griffin's Giving Back for donations to the homeless of the city of Buffalo. But where are the clothes going to be donated exactly? I spoke to some members of Griffin's Giving Back about this worthwhile cause and where all the clothes in these boxes, like the one right here, will be donated to.
Basically, we got together as an e-board about 2 months ago. We decided we were going to do this, and we decided that we'd get our club members to get a couple boxes out and decorate those boxes and place them in the dorms and high student traffic areas, and basically, get the word out and ask for clothing donations or monetary donations, and cap it off at the end of the week with like a dress-up day.
Is the donated clothing going to be going to any special charities or any cause?
All right, so for the smaller donations, the very high-need donations like hats, socks, and gloves, we're looking to donate them to Campus Ministry and Denny Long with the Sandwich Ministry and the Burrito Project. So the Sandwich Ministry is every Sunday. They meet in the undercroft of the chapel and make sandwiches, and they go distribute them downtown to the homeless and whoever wants a sandwich and such. And then the Burrito Project meets once a month or twice a month now. I'm not entirely sure. And so it's just a different crowd of people that they minister to. So all those small donations are going to the campus ministry essentially. And then any larger donations we're not going to deal with. We're actually giving to Friends of the Night people, and they're essentially a soup kitchen and a homeless shelter, and they deal with quite a high volume of homeless people per day.
Yeah, and how did you guys get involved with this clothing drive?
Well, we are both members of Griffin's Giving Back, which is a club here on campus, which is about giving back to the community. So this clothing drive is here to help the homeless. We're collecting donations of socks, gloves, hats, anything else people have, or money for people to be donated to the homeless. And talk about our stickers if you want.
And then tomorrow on Friday, we're actually doing a thing where we dress up, and I dress up so they can stay warm. So you dress up and you wear the sticker, and it's just all for support.
Okay, where are those boxes around campus?
Well, they're in all the residence halls, like Frisch, Bosch, Village, Dugan, and then there's obviously there's one outside the dining hall, and there's one in Old Main, and there's one right outside the library. So they're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, how much clothes do you think have been donated so far exactly?
We put out 7 boxes. They're about 6 cubic feet of box, and each one of them is pretty much full at this point in time. We actually have to go collect those right about now. So I'd say 5 or 6 big garbage bags of clothes. So we don't really know what donations are there yet, but we're going to find out sometime at the end of the week. So quite a bit so far.
Thanks, Robert. It is a great thing that the Canisius community is doing. Are you decking your dorms this month for the holidays? Reporter Rachel Furschbach was able to take a visit to see a dorm room that did prepare for the holidays.
Christmas brings out the spirit of people. It's the most giving season of the year. Lizzie shares with us what is most important to her about Christmas. Resident Kendall shares with us some of their Christmas ideas. Are you interested in decking the halls this season? Let's find out where you can get some supplies.
Thanks, Rachel. Those girls were so creative. And it's not too late to start decorating your dorm. Here with me is one of the usual sports analysts, Mary Kessler, but today she's going to talk to us about some helpful tips on how to survive exam week. Welcome, Mary.
Thanks. All right, so the first thing that I have to offer the Canisius community is to be prepared ahead of time. You know, it's very, very important to take notes throughout the semester. And about a week or two ahead of exam week, gather all of your stuff together, go over your textbook, and just fill in any, missing details that you might have missed during class.
Okay. Now, my notes, I know at the beginning of the semester were an absolute mess, so I totally understand that because now they're organized and I'm getting down to the wire and I just want everything to be perfect for when I go to study.
Yes, yes. Well, and that kind of leads me to my second thing is time management. It's very, very important to make a schedule ahead of time. It's very, very hard not to procrastinate. I am very, very guilty of doing that myself. But the thing that you got to do is kind of really discipline yourself, make a schedule and stick to it because that really gives you a lot of flexibility. You can kind of switch things around if you need to. And it'll ensure that you're not overwhelmed.
Right. Now you say to make a schedule a couple weeks in advance.
Yes.
But if someone's watching this package and exams are next week, what do you recommend that they do because they don't have much time to put something together?
Well, the solution for that would be to kind of evaluate how much time you have and then kind of spread your work out over, however much time you have. Like say you have about 5 papers and you have about, a week to do everything, kind of outline over a span of 2 days and then, just kind of fit in the actual writing of the papers over the remaining time.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's see. The third tip that I have is to take full advantage of any help that your professors have, that they have to offer. Go to their office hours. They will cater to, your needs. If they offer to look over any notes or any outlines, then, take advantage and email them. And if you, stick to your schedule and you just have any, questions, then don't be afraid to email them.
Okay. Now, if my professor has no more office hours, how else can I get some help?
Well, you can go to the tutoring center. It's in 314 Old Main.
Okay.
And, chances are they'll be able to help you somehow.
What's your next tip?
All right. The next tip is to reach out to your peers. Oftentimes, you don't really understand what your professor has to say, but chances are that you'll be able to, understand what classmates have to say. And so, be sure to talk to them, make a study group, and, you'll probably end up doing a lot better.
And study groups are so helpful because you guys can collaborate information that each of you have in your notes and kind of form together your ideas. And if someone isn't too sure about something, I'm sure you guys can all talk it over. That's a good one.
Definitely. Yes. And the last tip I have, this is probably the most important tip that, I think there could be, is to just stay healthy. It's very vital, and I don't think that's stressed enough because, the healthier you are, the more efficient you are in your performance. And so there's about 3 main ways to stay healthy.
Okay.
Number 1 is to be sure to drink a lot of water. Don't just jack up on, sugary coffee and pop. Eat as healthy as you can, healthy snacking, fruits and vegetables. And, if you do have a consistent schedule, you can definitely fit in those healthy meals. And then lastly is to get enough rest. And of course, that's not just fitting in 8 hours a night. You want to rest in between your studying. You don't want to burn out. You don't want to just, surge through hours of studying. Kind of like exercising. You don't want to overwork yourself.
Right.
So definitely enough rest.
Okay. Now, out of all of these 5 tips, What would you say for our viewers is the most important?
Like I said before, just staying healthy, you
Okay.
know, that's number one on my list.
Sleep is a hard thing, but
It is a very hard thing, but you know, if you, if you do have a schedule, then you know you can definitely somehow fit that in.
okay.
And those
Great.
are my tips.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's nice being here.
Coming up is more news and sports, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Courage. You disgust me. How can you live with yourself? We got it. So we got it. Yo, we got it.
Welcome back. We now turn things over to Kyle Ferrara and Brandon Rudd for an update on our sports teams. Over to you, Kyle and Brandon.
Thanks, Gabby. We've got a lot to talk about today, and we have an exclusive interview with Coach Jim Barron to talk about the season so far. But before we get into all of that, Nick Veronica, a GriffinTV reporter, has an exclusive scoop on the newest member of the girls basketball team.
The bones in Leah Mann's neck are reconstructed mostly from cadavers. Tumors grow spontaneously on her spine and brain, and the treatments to remove them have left her unable to move the right side of her face. Yet, here she is, on the sideline with the Division I basketball team.
Well, she came to camp. It was our August camp, and she was on Allison's team. And I think it was Wednesday when Allison, she was talking to her, and you know, she had a hearing aid, but you didn't really notice anything at all until she had a shirt on that said leahmanth.com, NF2, and Allison asked her about it, and that's when the ball really got rolling then.
So NF2, they are benign tumors, which means they're not cancerous, but they still cause a lot of problems, which is why she had paralysis in her face, because the one tumor they had to remove, and it might have been near her brain stem. One of the effects of the surgery was she lost that feeling of her face and function of her face. Depending on where the tumors grow, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they pop up. So to find out that Leah had that, I thought, she fights for me on the court. She's fighting this off the court. Like, we need to do something for her.
Led by Braun, the team has adopted Leah for the season. She has a locker in their locker room, and the players had dinner at her house. They even went trick-or-treating together.
Leah was me. It was awesome.
What did she wear?
She wore my jersey, our home jersey, old home jersey. So it was awesome, trick-or-treating, and I went with her, so it was great.
Having Leah around is certainly nice of the team, but the players say they're learning from her too.
It's kind of ironic because I'm really the one learning from Leah, so it's really awesome. But like I said before, she teaches us courage, gives us inspiration.
When you look at what she goes through and what she's gone through, and you see some of the pictures from her surgeries and all the things that she battles daily, and you really sit and think about it, and you watch how she handles it, if you can't learn from that as an adult, on this young child handling this adversity and never really getting down and just keep plugging along. If you can't learn from that, then certainly you're not open to any learning.
Obviously, we want to succeed as a team, but there's more meaning with Leah. It's just, there's more meaning. I mean, I don't think any championship could really give what this gives. So to work for both, to work for Leah and to work for success on the court, it's just so amplified in any sense of success, it's just unfathomable.
Leah was too shy to go on camera for this story. She's currently following the Griffs from a Boston hospital where she's recovering from surgery that hopes to give her control of the muscles in her face. Fans can donate to Leah by joining 3 for a Cure, which pledges money every time Canisius hits a three-pointer. Visit GoGriffs.com for more.
That's a really great thing that the team is doing this year. Now let's talk about Canisius hockey. They swept UConn over the weekend, winning 3-0 on Friday night and 3-1 on Saturday. Brandon, what went well for the Griffs on the ice this weekend?
Well, what I think that went great for the Golden Griffs, I think, was their goaltender, Tony Capobianco. He had 36 saves on Friday in the shutout, and Saturday he had a career-high 45 saves so far, so it's been a great weekend for the reigning goaltender of the week.
We also want to congratulate sophomore Logan Rowe as he matched a career-high 2 points in the victory on Friday night. He also netted his first collegiate goal. Now let's transition to the swimming and diving teams briefly. They were swept by Binghamton on Sunday. The men fell by a score of 199-101, and the women 191-109. What happened in the pool this week, Brandon?
Well, I see a lot of youth and inexperience, but I see a lot of good effort. So far, I see potentially 3 people that could stand out ahead of pack of the team. For the women's side, I see freshmen Claire Battaglia and Alex Studi for the women's side, and for the men's side, Sean Worcester on the men's side. I think these are a lot great pieces, young pieces, for the women's swim team for the future.
Well, I've talked to head coach Scott Vanderzell about just that. He's mentioned that this sort of is a stepping stone year for the team, and they're really looking to build for the future. There was a bright spot in the pool this week as the men's 200-yard medley relay team set a new pool record with a time of 1 minute and 36.23 seconds.
We here at GriffinTV would like to congratulate Sean Parkhurst, Tyler Carver, Sean Speckmoller, next Saturday for their efforts on the record-breaking Sunday. Now let's talk about my favorite sport, basketball.
Well, let's talk about the women's team first. They snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 61-48 victory at Binghamton. This was a game they never trailed in, and they shot over 50% from behind the arc. Who were some of the players specifically that really stepped up for the team?
Well, they were led by senior Ashley Wilkes and junior Jamie Ruddle, who had 13 points respectively. But I think the real key to that game was the shooting behind the three-point line. They went 9 for 16 from there. They were on fire beyond the arc, and I think that led them to the win.
Unfortunately, though, they couldn't stay in that win column as they lost their next game at Akron 81-72. They shot 46% from the field and out-rebounded Akron 42-34. So with stats like those, you would think the game would have been more in their favor. What was it that went wrong in this one?
Well, what stat that automatically pops up to me was the 20 turnovers. I mean, when you automatically see that on the stat, you basically know you're going to lose. But I think Coach Zay has to adjust a couple of things to get them competitive for the rest of the season.
Well, turnovers are something that he's worked on the team extensively with, and they did okay in their first couple games, but have really fallen off the wagon more recently.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the men's side now. After falling to Stony Brook, they got back in the win column with an 83-65 victory at UMBC. They're now 4-1 on the year. How did they rebound so well from that loss?
Well, it's funny you said rebounding because they out-rebounded the team by 44-27, leading by Chris Manhurst with his 17 boards. I think this was an all-around great effort by everyone, with everyone contributing. All 9 players were contributing to the scoring. I think point guard Billy Barron was leading the team with 19 points, also a great effort. I think this is a very great start to the team. Do you think I'm very optimistic that we could fight for the MAC championship?
Well, it's early. We're only 5 games into the season, but they played very well so far, and I suppose anything is possible. The game that's really going to be a huge barometer for the team is at Syracuse on December the 15th. Syracuse is consistently a national power, and if they can hang tough against them, they can hang tough against anybody. So that's going to be the measuring stick for this team. Let's hear about what Coach Barron thinks of the season so far. So those were Coach Barron's thoughts on the season so far. Remember to check gogriffs.com for all your sporting news while we are off the air over break. And before we send it back to Gabby, let's take a look at the upcoming schedules for all your Golden Griffin teams.
Well, the men's basketball schedule is highlighted by road games against national powerhouses such as you said Syracuse, but also Temple and UNLV. They will play 12 games between now and our next broadcast. 5 games at home and 7 on the road.
The women's team will play 9 games over the break, highlighted by a Big Four rivalry game against St. Bonaventure. And MAC play begins for them on January 4th versus Siena.
Both swimming and diving teams will race twice against SUNY Geneseo and Gannon.
And lastly, hockey will play 7 times over the break, including doubleheaders against AHC rivals Army and Sacred Heart. Now, let's send it back to Gabby.
Thanks, Brandon and Kyle. Our very own GriffinTV sports team will be producing a new half-hour sports show that will be airing next semester. Make sure you check Facebook for updates and times that the show will be airing. Next, we're going to find out about Christmas in the Quad that occurred last week and what the scene is like behind the annual event. GriffinTV reporter Audrey Mariacker has more with the story.
Hi, this is Audrey Maracker reporting for GriffinTV. We're here with Santa and Ann Continetti, Director of SPB. And for the students who don't know, what does SPB stand for?
SPB stands for Student Programming Board.
Okay, and what's going on here tonight?
Tonight we have our Christmas in the Quad. It's one of our biggest events of the year. It's basically a kickoff of the Christmas season at Canisius.
All right, and how long has this been going on for?
For several years now. I'd say at least 8, if not longer.
So why would you say that this particular thing is a tradition?
Well, we are a Jesuit school, and Christmas is one of the big Catholic holidays, so I think that's definitely part of it. I mean, who doesn't love Christmas?
And each year, how many people do you plan on attending usually?
We usually have at least 200 people. I mean, you can see tonight we have a ton right now.
And what actually goes into planning and buying the tree and getting the cookies ready?
We have a lot of work. Our event coordinator, Alyssa Savio, she's kind of in charge of the whole thing, and I help oversee it. We actually have our trees donated by a tree farm. It's really nice of them. It's 15 feet. And then we have to decorate. Even before that, we have to order everything, decide what games we're doing, what prizes we're doing, and what events we're having, like the karaoke, for example. And then we were here for 4 hours today, just making sure everything was all decorated.
And does it change year to year, or does it usually stay the same?
It stays about the same. Typically, sometimes our decorations change or our games change, but it's pretty consistent.
And then as Canisius goes in the holiday season, do you think this really brings us together, showing off that sense of Jesuit community and all that?
Oh, definitely. I think that it's just a great way for everyone to kind of get together before finals start and celebrate Christmas.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Christmas in the Quad will continue to be a tradition here at Canisius College as long as students help keep it successful. As you can see from tonight's events, it's nice to have a little holiday cheer, especially at this time of year when you're so far away from home. This is Audrey Maracker reporting for GriffinTV. Back to you, Gabby.
Thanks, Audrey. So much goes into planning that huge event. Next up, we will see students' perspectives on Christmas in the Quad. But first, a quick commercial break. Make sure you stick around.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall. Book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
Welcome back. Now we are going to take a look at what students enjoyed about last week's Christmas in the Quad. GriffinTV reporter Stephanie Aponte has more on the event.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Aponte reporting for GriffinTV. It's that time of year again. With only 26 more days until Christmas, what better way to celebrate the holiday season than with your Canisius friends at the annual Christmas in the Quad? Let's go find out what people are talking about this year's holiday season. I'm here with Jolene, a freshman at Canisius College, and I wanted to ask her a few questions about Christmas in the Quad event. What do you think about this event? Do you think that it brings everyone together for the holiday spirit?
I think it does. Everyone seems to be having a pretty good time here, so I'm just came for to see what was it about.
I'm here with Brittany Tangora, freshman at Canisius College, and I wanted to ask her a few questions about the holiday season. What are you looking forward to the most this year?
Well, I'm actually going away this year for Christmas. I'll be in the Dominican Republic. So I'm really looking forward to being on the beach on Christmas Day.
Hi, I'm here with Cody Young, a freshman at Canisius College, and I just wanted to ask you a few questions about this holiday season. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I think just getting together with the family. I got a lot of family across the United States that will come to Rochester, where I'm from, and we just have a great time. Play board games, give each other gifts. It's just a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm here with Pat Clancy, a sophomore who's also an RA in Bosch, and he's here to tell us a little bit more about the event that's going on. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. As you can tell, how are you doing?
Great, and I see you have cookies in your plate right now. How are they?
They are fantastic. You get to go up, you get 2 cookies, and you get to frost them and put some jimmies on it, and we got hot chocolate. It is a wonderful, very festive time.
What kind of frosting did you pick?
Just vanilla, regular frosting, keeping it simple, keeping it good.
What are you looking forward to this holiday season?
This holiday season, really get to go home and meet with my friends and family again, get to see everybody, and eat some food. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Hi, I'm here with Jessica, a junior at Canisius College, and she's here to tell us a little bit more about the event going on tonight.
Thank you for having me. Right now we are just doing karaoke, Christmas decorating. You get to take a picture with Santa outside. There was the lighting of the tree. I'm dressed up as an elf. I mean, hey, what more can you ask for? Then a semester, stress. This is just a good way to relax before the craziness actually starts.
You like being an elf tonight?
Oh, I love it. This is my 3rd year doing it.
Tell us a little bit more about the past few years that this tradition has been going on for.
Well, I didn't attend one year, but I went to last year's, and it's the same exact thing. Students come out to kind of just get away from all the stress and have some hot chocolate, eat some Christmas cookies, and get their chance to be on American Idol by doing karaoke. And it's great for everyone to be here and to just kind of relax from everything.
Christmas in the Quad helps bring students together to spread holiday cheer. No matter who you're spending your holiday season with, always remember your friends back at Canisius. This is Stephanie Aponte reporting for GrifTV. Back to you, Gabby.
Thanks, Stephanie. And now it's time to get an update on campus news and events. Just a reminder from Residence Life that all students must be out of the dorms 24 hours after their last exam. Students must vacate the halls at 7 p.m. Friday, December 14th at the latest. Rooms will be inspected over break for cleanliness, damage, and safety compliance. Housing will reopen at noon on Sunday, December 13th to all returning students. For those who are planning on applying to be an RA applications are due today, December 5th. The selection process round 1 will begin January 19th, and decision letters are expected to come out on Friday, February 19th. Griffin's After Dark on Friday begins at 11 p.m. in Palisano Pavilion. The event is July at Christmas, with ice cream, hula contests, a piñata, limbo contests, and so much more. The last Griffin's After Dark is Saturday at 11 p.m. in Palisano Pavilion. It will be a stress-free event with sand art, board games, yoga, and make your own trail mix. You do not want to miss out. Well, that does it for our last episode of Griffin TV for the fall semester. We here at Griffin TV want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and check us out on YouTube. You can always catch our episodes at 11 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. on weekdays. From all of us here at Griffin TV, enjoy your last week of classes, Canisius.
Students walking up